Welcome to PUC first year biology class. In the previous classes, we were studying about the characteristics of the living organism. That 5 characteristics of the living organism we have studied. And today, we are going to study about the biodiversity. How the organisms are distributed. Biodiversity is how the organisms are distributed that we are going to see in this class. As you know, India is diverse country, we say. India is one of the diverse country. It's all because it is rich with the heritage. When we go back to the history of India, we can find the plants which are medicinal, which have the medicinal values. It has been started with the Sushruta and Charaka. It's possible because India is rich with its own heritage. What is the diversity of the living organisms that is there in the country? Number and type of organisms present on Earth refer to biodiversity. Biodiversity means, in other words, simplest form we can say species richness. The number and types of organisms present on Earth refer to biodiversity. Bio refers to living, diversity refers to richness. Biodiversity. Number of species described is 1.7 to 1.8 million species. Systematics, in Latin, systema means systematic arrangement of the organism. So there are so many organisms which are present on the Earth. So when we want to study about that, we need to classify them. In a systematic manner, we have to arrange them. Then only it will become easy to understand those organisms. Next, taxonomy. It is the study of identification, classification, nomenclature, and documentation of organisms. It's called the taxonomy or systematics. Systema Naturae is the book written by Linus. Carolus Linus is his full name. He has written that. And this is what in this lesson you are going to study. Taxonomy, how the process of taxonomy is there. It is how the living organisms are being arranged. What are the patterns that are involved? What is the pattern involves in it that we will be studying in that, and some of the strategies which is being involved or the systematic classification that is being done, what we refer as taxonomy. In this, systema means the system of naming the living organism. We need to classify them. How did we classify? How did we name? Or how are we going to name the living organisms? That we are going to study, because on this earth there are millions of species present. Therefore, it will become very difficult to understand those organisms. Therefore, what the scientists have done, botanists have done, zoologists have done, all together, scholars sat together and discussed in what way can understand the organism better way. Then one of the things that has come to their mind is classification. If we classify the living organism, it will become very easy to understand them. That is very true in a real sense. Because you see, obviously or unknowingly, we classify the things. Take for example, when you look back to our home, mom will arrange the things in a better manner. When we look at into the kitchen, there the things are classified very nicely. Where will be sugar, where will be salt, where will be tea powder. All those things are very well planned and they have been arranged. Why? What makes her to arrange? Because it will become very easy to identify them. Because it will become very easy to find it out. Isn't it or not? See, in our bags also, when you are coming to the college, you arrange the books. Which one should be there in the bag? Which one should not be there? And they, accordingly, as per the periods that we have in the class, accordingly you bring to the class. When you go to the library in the college, if you go to the library, ask to the librarian, can you give me this book? What he does? Or you go to the library, wanted one book, biology, errorless biology, you wanted that. You go to the library to find it out. What do you do? Just I will go search in oneself. It is not found. Go to next. That is not found. Go to next. That is not. You see how nicely they are arranged in the library. The books that are very nicely arranged in the library. Now you do leave it. Come to the librarian and tell him the name of the author and the name of the book. If you tell him, will he come and search like you? Obviously not. Obviously not. Just he will go there, open the box, pick up the book and give to you. Because he knows, he has arranged very nicely in the self. In that self, he has arranged and he knows which book, where is it. Isn't it? That is also one type of classification. When people classify the things, it will become very easy to understand, easy to recognize, easy to remember, easy to know. Therefore, classification is very important. So, the system of naming with the two components. These people also started classifying and naming the organisms. Earlier it was trinomial nomenclature. Nomenclature means naming. Now, naming the organism that is followed is binomial nomenclature. Bi means two, nominal means naming the organism. Naming the living organism with the two words is called binomial nomenclature. And it is being proposed by Carolus Linus. Carolus Linus is one of the scientists, taxonomist, father of taxonomy, we say. He has started classifying the living organisms using two words. Botanical names, and now botanical names are based on the rules provided in International Code for Botanical Nomenclature, that is called ICBN, and expanded form is International Code for Botanical Nomenclature. Remember, this will be asked in many of the cases for one more question. International Code for Botanical Nomenclature is responsible for naming the plant species. Zoological names are based on naming the animal species is based on International Code for Zoological Nomenclature, ICZN. ICZN and ICBN. The expanded form of ICBN is International Code for Botanical Nomenclature, which will provide the naming for the plants. Then naming for the animals is done by International Code for Zoological Nomenclature, ICZN. The expanded form of ICZN is International Code for Zoological Nomenclature. Then, How are we going to name them? Set of rules are being made for naming the living organism. That is called universal rules of binomial nomenclature. Universally accepted rules for naming the living organism using two words. That is called universal rules of binomial nomenclature. Any living organism, if you want to name, it should follow these rules. These are the set of rules that are being framed and it has to be followed accordingly. One of the rule is scientific names are generally in Latin and written in italics. It is written in italics and it should be Latin because it has to be uniform throughout the world. Therefore, this method is being formed. For example, we may be saying so many things when it comes to the local. If I have to say tiger in English, that is told huli in Kannada. But in other languages, Telugu, Tamil, Kannada, Hindi, Urdu, Marathi, there will be different names. Therefore, people will not understand. If I speak huli in Karnataka, the people who are living in Karnataka can understand that. But what about the people who are living in Maharashtra, who are living in Kerala, who are living in Andhra Pradesh, who are living in Tamil Nadu? Nearby my state only, they will not understand. If I speak that word in North India, those people will not understand because their language is Hindi. My language is Kannada. Others' language is Tamil. Others' language is Telugu. Others' language is Marathi. So it will become very difficult to understand. Therefore, these are the local languages for our understanding purpose. When it has to be put up in the global level. So if I speak that, even if I speak English, it is not globally accepted because many of the countries will not understand English, even English also. Tiger, if I say, there are countries which will not be understood. Therefore, universally accepted language is being chosen, that is Latin. Whenever you are naming the living organism, it should be in Latin. And it has to be written in italics. This is the first rules that has to be followed. Second, the first word is genus. When you are naming the living organism, the first word should be selected as genus, generic name, and second word is specific epithet or species name. First word is genus name, second word is species name has to be there. These are the two words. Therefore, it is called binomial. Two words should be there. One is called genus and another one is called species. The names are printed. If it is printed, it should be in italics. If it is handwritten, it should be underlined separately. Both the words must be underlined separately. Generic name starts with capital. G should start with capital. Genus name. G means genus. Genus name starts with capital letter. Species name starts with small letter. Remember, genus name starts with capital letter and species name starts with small letter. Fifth rule is name of the author who describes it. Who. Abbreviated form, it has to be written. In short form, it can be written. Now let us see the example. For human being, if I say human being, this is a common language that we speak. But when we have to speak it, when we are going to speak in scientific manner, it is not human being. It is Homo sapiens. Homo sapien is the scientific name for the human being. Homo refers to genus name and sapiens is referred as species name. Homo sapien is the scientific name. And this is being identified or it is being named by Carolus Linnaeus. Therefore, his name can be written in short form, Lin. So, Homo sapien Lin can be written. When you are writing it Homo sapien, both Homo and sapien words should be underlined them separately. When it is written, it has to be underlined separately. When it is typed, it has to be italic. Now, one of the example they have given, Mangifera indica. Mangifera indica refers to mango, where Mangifera is the genus name, indica is the species name, And Lin has come. Lin is the abbreviated form of Carolus Linnaeus. In this manner, we can write the scientific names which are universally accepted. So, for the human being, it is referred as Homo sapien. For the mango, it is referred as Mangifera indica. These are some of the rules that we need to know for writing the scientific name of any living organism, whether it may be plant or whether it may be animal. It has to be in this way. This conclude the topic, and again